Hello, dear friends. Myself, Dr. Vinesh Vijayan here, the head of marketing for Avisa Games Guild, uh, India's biggest gaming guild and one of the top 20 guilds in the globe, providing scholarship for top prominent gaming in Play2Earn space. So we have been actively working in this space from almost 2 years now, and me personally in the blockchain space from almost more than half a decade, and worked out many projects to help them do their market making, and raise a community in Middle East and Africa. I'm based out in Dubai, and today it's my honor and pleasure to welcome Mr. Toby from Faraland, which is one of the very popular game in the play to earn space. Welcome, Mr. Toby. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me, Vinesh. I'm glad to be here as well.
Okay, great. So, can you please give a small introduction about your project? Because many people who might be watching this video may not have heard about Paradigm. So, I would like to hear from your end itself. Like,
My name is Toby, and I'm the Faraland Communication Manager.
okay,
To explain what Faraland is, so basically, I'm going to go through a bit of history of that. So we a game file as well. We have IDO from June last year, and since that we have distributed pretty much all our funding route, so all the token from the funding route, like seed route, private route, etc. For on the and I think we finished it on the December of last year as well. So pretty much Faraland is a blockchain game um, with a pretty much a tactical turn-based RPG theme. And we have a uniquely designed collection of 20,000 NFTs, all which are unique from each other. Um, and yeah, I think that is a pretty much brief introduction of Faraland. We can go more as we go.
okay, good. So, which country did you started your project from? Like, where are you guys based out?
Sorry.
So,
Sorry.
like, which country are you based from?
So right now, so our team is pretty much all around the world, but our core team is right now based in Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam. Okay, it's a very beautiful place, like Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, like how is it going like in this bear market, like many nft games, many play to earn games have been facing a lot of challenges because players who were showing too much interest in the initial days due to the good roi are nowadays not showing too much interest because like in the traditional game people tend to keep playing because they don't have a thought process regarding the earning, but when they come to p2e games, uh, apart from the gaming experience, what they're getting, their primary focus starts tending towards the earning part. So when there's earning, when the crypto market goes towards a bearish phase, then they stop focusing too much on this thing. So has this affected your game as well?
I mean, the earning part has always been like as a huge part of GameFi. So it start as from I think it's the almost kind of adaptation of DeFi as well. So it's game finance. So the earning part is important, but I think as a community kind of misunderstand the idea of earning in a game. I'll take an example. If you invest into a company and you expect it to have 20%, 30% ROI, and that is pretty much I mean if that happens, that will be pretty much ideal, and everyone loves the idea of having their money, regaining their money back as soon as they can, and they can move on to another projects.
Yeah,
To I mean, this is just personally. I mean, to me, a game with high ROI would tend to end soon. So it would tend to run out the financial capabilities to pay out the user or create incentive for for the players as well. So I think that the ROI, as important as it is, but we do need to create a what I call is a sustainable economy for the game
yeah,
first before you can say that you have high ROI. Um, Create the income first before you say that you can get the money back in 2 3 months. I mean that is more important than that. Like because if you can make, let's say, $100 within 1 week and that project die, or you can make $5 or $10 per week, but that can last over 3 years. And the money of the total income money would be more significant if
yes. True.
I mean,
Because that was my next question, which was about the sustainability model. What you have planned, like what is, because many play-to-earn games fail to have a sustainable model because they come up with huge ROI and everything, but then
yeah.
they don't last for a long time. So just wanted to have an idea about the sustainability model apart from keeping the ROI less. Like what else is your strategy?
I mean, with Faraland, we have planned for the long run, and we have expected like pretty much a bear market on the cryptocurrency since pretty much last year. We did expect a crypto winter as well, so we are well prepped for that. So in the sense of that, we have we have tried to increase as much incentive for users without increasing the inflation for the Fara token by utilizing our partner to pretty much our partner token as incentive in the game. So this come to one of our biggest features that we just recently launched. And I think you have heard of it. We call Learn and Earn with Faraland. So pretty much is an educating feature that take place in our games. You can and with such a messaging and cool storyline designed for our partners, player would have to go through a Q&A, go through storyline, and then when they finish that, they would pretty much earn. They're going to be earning the partner token, and we're gonna be distributing that as well. So it's kind of a co-joint operation between the projects that we want. So that's why I say we want to create a pretty much sustainable economy. So we utilizing that. I mean, apart from Learn and Earn, we try to create as much as utility and as much use case for the game itself. The game is, I mean, right now I think because we are built on blockchain, and I mean that by we are completely built on blockchain. So far we have about 22, 23 smart contract within just the game. I think that is like 10 times more than a normal project does.
That's good. So by the way, which blockchain are you using for your game?
So right now we are built on BSC, but that is Binance Smart Chain. Yes. We do have a plan in the future to cross change, and to do a multi change, but that is in the long run. So we still consider that in our operation.
Okay. So as I can see, like Fara is your native token, right? So do you have only one token as a Fara token, or you have like a governance token separate and a utility token separate?
So everything is based on one token, and that's why I say we are trying to increase the use case for that token, and that only token that's going to be the Fara token. That is our governance token and our main token to use to trade. And you can't directly earn the Fara token from the game, but you can earn materials, you can earn items, and all of that. You can this is from PBE only. You can earn all of the material, which you can then use to resell on our marketplace. So we have our own marketplace on Zoho as well. So that is kind of generate the income for Faraday. So it depends. So user can decide what price they want to sell and what price for that exact items. So that is kind of like a secondary trading as well. The only way that you can earn the Fara token from Faraland like directly is through PPP tournament. So that is
through PPP tournament.
Yes, through PPP tournament. We have that pretty much every month, and it will be based on a ranking board with all of the elo that we set it out. It will be the top 300 will be rewarded. We do have plans to extend that, but right now it's the top 300 will be rewarded from the tournament.
Okay, that's good. So what is the total supply of this Fara token you have kept?
Sorry?
Total supply of Fara token.
The token supply of our you mean the current total supplies, or
the circulating supply as well as the maximum supply?
The circulating. So right now the circulating is looking at, we are about 26% of our token. So I think it's near to 26 million, 26 million. So I think it's right now it's 25.9 million in supply. And the
what will be
total
the
supply is
maximum total
100
supply?
million, so about 25 times.
Okay,
Sorry.
100. So you have 25 million at that moment, and then the maximum supply is 100 million, right?
No, the total supply is 100 millions, and the
Yeah,
current supply is
current
about
supply
20,
is
25 millions. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So and have you planned any burning mechanism in this game? So that the tokens will
I'm
be.
sorry, like
Have you planned any burning
mm,
mechanism?
yeah, so I think we have done this since beginning of of the game. So we do have a monthly token burning on the 12th of every month. So the token burning has been there since the beginning of the project.
Okay. So how is this burning mechanism? Is it an inbuilt in smart contract, or like you conduct an periodical burning mechanism?
So pretty much because we have a marketplace, right, and it does use Faraland to trade on that, and we do have a fees for each transaction. So all of that would later on in total supply of all our revenue from the gacha, from the marketplace fees, all sort of that, and then we're 5% of all the total in that month. So everything that income from the marketplace to gacha and all that stuff fees, all that extra fees, the total of that will be burned. So not
Okay.
the total of that, 5% of the total of that will be burned each month.
5% of that, or like of the fees which is
5%
collected?
of what we make in a month. So basically, from all the extra fees, all the marketplace fees, all the gacha, all the feature which user use to use that token back to receive, let's say, NFT items, and trade it for other features in the game as well. So it's kind of like a whole source of features in the game.
Okay, that's good. And which game do you think is a major competitor for you in this current space?
I mean, right now in the blockchain games, I think we are quite unique at the moment. So what is unique about the game is that I think we are the first to have an NFT items, which are ERC 1155 standard that can be
Okay.
equipped and unequipped on an NFT heroes, which are based on these ERC 721, and
Okay.
all of our not just what so all of our collection as well. The collection is quite unique because every for the 20th we have a limited. We do set out a limited amount of NFTs that can be made for each item and also the hero as well. So I think the
Okay.
limit for NFT heroes is 20,000, and the
Hmm.
NFT items we do have a limit for that, and we're gonna, because it's in different tiers. So each tier would have a different set of limit. Let's say epic and legendary would have, let's say, supply of 10 to 50s, so something like that. And I think with the theme itself as well, the game theme itself is quite unique. At the moment, you can see a lot of turn-based in the game. Definitely started from Axie, and a lot of projects has kind of like took that concept and turned that into the game as well. But then with Faraland, it's a tactical turn-based. It's a bit different as well, because we allow people to play, and if you're familiar with the tactical turn-based, never have there been even in the traditional gaming side, never have there been a multiplayer feature for that tactical turn-based as well. So basically, you take turns to go, and it's going to be a tactical because you have to move your heroes onto a certain area or set them up before the fight.
Okay.
And I, and because our game is based on a novel as well, so we have our own novel which we're going to publish later on this year. And I think because of that, the storyline is much more interesting. In terms of competitor, I think that before this we have Axie is such a huge part of GameFi. And I think we have all the gaming from the America, like all of the gaming company from America and all around the world, like Ubisoft, Epic, and they start going into this kind of blockchain side. So
Yeah.
they would be a huge competitor as well. So at the moment they are the biggest competitor. And I think
Yeah.
those we can learn learn from them, but we have to still going to be aware of what they do and in that term of market.
Yes, yes, definitely. And just if somebody would like to start your game, start playing, so what is the minimum cost they need to pay to buy the NFTs? Like how much minimum cost they can
I
start
mean,
playing?
it's quite varied as well. it's quite varied because we do have a feature we call Demi Hero, so which is pretty much a trial. Or you can use those to it's because there's always different type of players. So that we have hardcore player who want to join PvP, PvE, and all that stuff, who want to be on top. And there's we want who have farmer players, what we call it, and they just want to earn from that. So we have different feature. We have different type of heroes, NFTs for that. So it's could vary from you can simply invest from $100 to $10,000. It's up to you, and what you want from the game, how much you want in return as well. Because the more you invest, the more you would get back. But the less you invest, you can't expect to invest $100 and get $50 a month. So that is something that
I like when you say that, like by investing $100, you cannot expect $50 a month. So what can people expect as a monthly ROI? Like if somebody starts with $100 or $1,000, how much percentage of they can consider to get as an ROI?
like I said before, so because you won't be earning directly the Farad token from that, and that what you will be earning materials, all of that stuff, all the materials which can be used for craftings, consuming, and all of that. You can sell that on the marketplace. So it depends on how much the price you set out and how much did you farm out and how to convert that into Farad token. So there's no exact answer on how much you would get in return, but you can't expect to invest $100 and get $50 in return. So I think that is a bit absurd, because even with the greatest company out there, if you invest in them, it would took 10 years for you to double or triple your money. So it is something that we have to always pay attention to.
Yeah, but in our game, like in Faraland, with how much time they can expect to at least recover their investment as considered like.
With this current price, I can't say for sure with this current market as well. I can't say for sure on how long they would play. They say it depends on what
Like
time
maybe
players
how
they are.
much time frame, like between 3 to 6 months, 6 2 months to 1 year, like any time duration.
I'll give a brief like I'll give an average. Like
Yeah.
I'll give it just a guess answer, because like I say, as a project, we don't want to give users an expectation on the ROI as well, because if because we can calculate the ROI as we see it, and because we understand the game, understand the mechanism, and all of those all sorts of stuff. So when we calculate the maximum of what player can earn, and so that if we apply it for user, it won't be as correct. So I say,
Yeah.
no, I won't be saying, like I say, I'm not, I'm like, there's no exact ROI to be said. I can say that you can earn. I think that is the most important thing at the moment, isn't it? Because a lot of GameFi projects have been canceled out or have lost their financial capability to pay out users. Faraland have been running for over a year, and we still can pay users that kind. We still can allow users to earn. I think that's the most important part of the game.
Definitely. And so as you know, like over the last 5 6 years, many different concepts came in the crypto space, like DeFi, the yield farming, then like recently like metaverse, NFT. So every time something new is coming up. So what do you think, this play to earn concept is it going to last for many years, or it will also like diminish like previous concepts which came in the last few years?
Trends come and go as they always did, and it's good for business as well, because you need trends to create the movement in the economy. You need that trends to kind of like push the activity on the market, so it's kind of more crowded, more active as well. That is, and given, trends come and go, but good projects or great projects doesn't. So
Yeah.
a trend could pass DeFi game, but right now you can see that when DeFi trend had passed, but we still see a lot of DeFi projects stand out, and they are still booming on the market. same thing as GameFi. GameFi trends has passed. I think that GameFi trend at the end, pretty much at the end of last year. The GameFi trend ended at the end of last year, and this year trend was move to earn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can see a lot of GameFi projects still survive and still be able to provide user a certain utilities, a certain earning, and pretty much a mesmerizing storyline and gameplay as well. So that is the most important in terms of what come and go. In the blockchain industry, because of its volatility, you can't say for sure when it's going to recover or when it's going to collapse. The most important part is you focus on your product, even if the trend had passed. With Faraland, for example, because we started out before GameFi was the trend, so we understand that. But if we delay our IDO for like 2 months and started out with the trend, we could have much more money. But that is not. We could have called much more fun in our first funding round. But we still decide to we decide to go over that. We want to create our product not based on a trend, but based on our product itself. So a trend is a trend. It could benefit us in a way, but it doesn't affect us. If we allow them to affect us in a long way, that's not going to work. Yeah. So I think that whatever project and whichever founder of a blockchain project have that in mind, I think that they will be success, and whatever trend is, and it could be fly to earn next year, for example. But apart from all of that, as long as you have the mindset that you want to create a product that lasts, no matter what trend have passed, no matter if you belong to an old trend, it doesn't matter. All that matters is your product. If you have that, you will be success. And I think that with that and with the team developments as well.
Definitely. That's good to hear, because that's actually a very nice idea, because even though trends keep coming and going, but if you have a sustainable model and our vision is clear, and if we keep sticking on the ideology with which we started, definitely we are going to sustain the market for quite a long time. So that's fabulous, right? So you were talking about the funding, right? So if can we know that, like, how much fundraising have you done till now in your project?
I think that including all the seed round, community, and all the private and public, I think about 2.6.
2.6
So
million dollars. Okay.
it is not a lot if you compare to a lot of projects. But we did start out way before the GameFi was a trend. Like during the trend, you can call up to 50 million. That is easily, but
definitely. And what about this Para token? So in which exchanges is it listed now?
So I think that we're only on DEX, decentralized at the moment, so it's on PancakeSwap. We haven't started out any with the centralized part just yet, because like I say, it depends on the projects. We don't want to give it more volatility for players, especially the initial investor. When the product is not yet to be in, let's say, the first perfect version, it's not going to be always perfect. We have to always adapt. But in the first, I think that first, I wouldn't call it perfect, but I can't think of a word at the moment. Yeah, pretty much the first perfect version. We don't really want to go on central exchange just yet, because that would affect the player a lot, because the volatility would increase. I mean, a lot of investors would come, and that would help us in terms of investment. But in terms of getting more player and getting real user base, kind of like the loyal customer base, that would actually kind of like ruin the whole idea of it. So we still consider on when to go on a centralized. We are working with some centralized at the moment. We are talking with them. We are talking with them.
Yeah, but at this moment, like decentralized exchange like PancakeSwap is doing really good. There is not so much need for going to a centralized exchange unless the community demands too much, right?
I mean, it's blockchain. It's blockchain. There's always decentralized, centralized as well. So centralized have more. I'll say centralized still have more money flowing around. So yeah, working with centralized not bad, but all important that you have to have a good product first. You want to download the product to a certain point first. before you you go on a centralized exchange.
Yeah.
So
And
it's like
yes, yes. So
sorry, you go.
when are you expecting Farah token to be in coin market cap and all? So is it already
It
there
is
or
on coin. It is
it's all?
it is on coin market cap. It's there since I think July last year.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good. So I think most of the points regarding the project is already done, and maybe you can tell us a brief about your future. What are your plans for the next couple of years? What all things are planning, and then I think we are good to go.
I mean, yeah. So basically, we kind of creating a block. Let's say a block. Faraland is a blockchain game chain, a blockchain game. Sorry, a
Yeah.
blockchain game. And so we want to create like a true concept of the blockchain games, which is a game that completely built on blockchain technology. Not like not a project which we bought over an outsource using outsource. Not a project where it's from traditional to applying just one smart contract onto the project and call it a blockchain game. But we
Hmm.
want to build a game which everything is going to use using blockchain technology. Each feature would contain a smart contract. Let's say in the beginning, we have about 22 to 23 smart contract, and we're not stopping there. We're gonna involve more. There can be more smart contract going,
Hmm.
and we want to create we want to create more utility and use case, and eventually a metaverse for our NFT collection. So our
Okay.
NFT collection will be unique. They would have use case, multiple use case, not just in our game, but
Hmm.
in metaverse in other game as well. So we want to create multiple way of earning for players. So right now we have play to earn, we have learn to earn, which is two-way. Play in terms of play to earn, we have multiple ways to earn, and same thing with
Yeah.
learn to earn as well. We have more and more projects for the user to learn from. So basically, you have to research about the projects and yeah, like answer all the Q&A and receive reward. We want to create more of the earning feature for that.
Mm.
And that is just for the game itself. So focus on the NFT technology or the blockchain technology because those are going to be the futures. Focus on that and turn that into a real like an ideal blockchain games, like a
Okay.
true blockchain games that's based on smart contract and all.
Yeah.
And that's just for the game. And for the branding of Faraland, we're gonna expand ourselves onto non-Web3 areas as well, such as comic, novel, like I mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
and even short film even. So
Okay.
if you look at Marvel has been booming over the last few years. They
Mm.
started out as a small company compared to DC, like it's just a comic, and now they have
Yeah.
their own movie universe. They have their
True.
merchandise sale at the top. I mean, it all there. So Faraland later on, what in the futures, what we want for Faraland is whenever we mention Faraland, it's gonna be like right now they mention Marvels. So that is our dream and our goal. We are working towards that. Of
Okay.
course, that's gonna take times and more and more manpowers, but that is what we want.
That's good. That's good. It's really a big vision you are having in your project to get to the level of Marvels. That's really appreciable, right? Yeah. So thanks a lot for your time, dear. It was really
I
pleasure
know.
talking to you, and like a lot of we got opportunity to see a lot of your insights, what is happening in your project, and what is your strategy for the guilds? Like we are a guild now at Avisa Games Guild, and we have been partnering with many games. And so, what is your lookout for these guilds and the strategies which you have done for the guild, especially?
Uh, Yeah, absolutely. So let's say we are providing with the guild, we are providing scholarship to the guild. So those they can use in PvP, PvP only. They can use that. You can compete in the PvP tournament and earn from that. That's like that, I think that is where the most of our reward is from. So the majority of our reward pool is from PvP.
Okay.
And I mean like I think I mentioned this to IGG earlier as well that I think that educates user on our feature called Demi Hero
Okay.
because with the learn earn feature you don't need to invest much. You just need to own one of our NFTs or one of our demi here. And I think that is I think that the cost at the moment is quite low. So you can earn I think that the minimum is $5 for each quest. So you can invest in our demi hero right now costs about $1. So that is like $4 instantly. And so like I said in the beginning, the investment of Faraland is varied from that to that. So it could be a little, it could be much, because it depends on what feature you want to be in. Learn and earn features are quite a small investment you can join. With a small investment, you can join learn and earn, you can join PvE farming. With a large investment, you can compete in the PvP as well. So it all depends on what you want and what the player want to play. If they want to play the game, or they just want to farm in PvE.
Okay, that's good. So thanks a lot for your insight, and I wish you all the best for your future. And I think the audience who will be watching this video would get a lot of information and a lot of insights about what is Faraland and what their vision is and how far they have gone till now in this industry. So thanks a lot for attending this call, and it was my privilege to have you here. And so see you soon, and let's stay connected, and let's grow together in this industry. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Vinesh. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Let me stop the recording.